Step into a world of vibrant creativity where art sparks and boundaries fade. From the Renaissance to today's marvels, we explore the ever-changing canvas of human expression. Renaissance, 14th to 17th century originating in Italy, the Renaissance marked a profound revival of interest in classical art, culture, and learning. Artists of this period focused on realism, perspective, and human anatomy, striving to depict the world with newfound accuracy and depth. Key figures such as Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael produced iconic works that epitomized the ideals of this era, embodying the spirit of innovation and intellectual inquiry that defined the Renaissance. Baroque, 17th to 18th century originating in Europe, particularly in Italy and later spreading across the continent, the Baroque period was characterized by its dramatic use of light and shadow, emotional intensity, and ornate details. Baroque artists often depicted grandeur and dynamism, with subjects ranging from religious and mythological scenes to portraits and still lives. Prominent figures like Caravaggio, Rembrandt, and Gian Lorenzo Bernini created masterpieces that showcased the theatricality and dynamism of this period, leaving a lasting impact on the art world. Impressionism, 19th century emerging in France during the late 19th century, Impressionism revolutionized the art world with its focus on capturing the fleeting effects of light and atmosphere. Artists of this movement, such as Claude Monet, Edgar Degas, and Pierre-Auguste Renoir, sought to convey the essence of a moment through loose brushwork and vibrant color palettes. By painting en plein air and embracing spontaneity, Impressionists broke away from academic conventions, paving the way for new modes of artistic expression. Post-Impressionism, late 19th century. Building upon the innovations of the Impressionists, post-impressionist artists explored new avenues of expression, emphasizing structure, form, and emotional depth. Figures like Vincent van Gogh, Paul Cézanne, and Paul Gauguin pushed the boundaries of traditional painting techniques, experimenting with color, composition, and symbolism. Through their bold and innovative approaches, post-impressionists challenged prevailing notions of art and laid the groundwork for modernist movements to come. Cubism, early 20th century originating in France, Cubism was a revolutionary art movement that sought to deconstruct and reassemble the visual world through geometric forms and fractured perspectives. Led by Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque, Cubist artists depicted objects from multiple viewpoints simultaneously, breaking them down into their constituent parts. By challenging traditional notions of representation, Cubism laid the groundwork for abstract art and transformed the way artists approached composition and space. Surrealism, 20th century emerging in Europe in the aftermath of World War I, Surrealism was a movement that sought to unlock the creative potential of the unconscious mind. Led by artists such as Salvador Dali, René Magritte, and André Breton, Surrealists embraced techniques such as automatic writing and dream analysis to tap into the depths of the psyche. Their works often featured bizarre and dreamlike imagery, blurring the lines between reality and fantasy. Through their exploration of the subconscious, Surrealists aimed to challenge societal norms and reveal deeper truths about the human condition. Abstract Expressionism, mid-20th century originating in the United States during the 1940s and 1950s, Abstract Expressionism was a dynamic art movement characterized by its emphasis on spontaneous, gestural painting and emotional expression. Figures like Jackson Pollock, Willem de Kooning, and Mark Rothko created large-scale works that explored themes of existentialism, spirituality, and the subconscious. By prioritizing the act of painting itself over representation, abstract expressionists revolutionized the way art was perceived and experienced. Pop art, emerging in the United Kingdom and the United States during the 1950s and 1960s, pop art was a response to the rise of consumer culture and mass media. Artists such as Andy Warhol, Roy Lichtenstein, and Claes Oldenburg drew inspiration from popular imagery and advertising, incorporating elements of everyday life into their work. By elevating mass-produced objects and images to the realm of high art, pop artists challenged traditional notions of taste and value, blurring the boundaries between high and low culture. Minimalism, originating in the United States during the 1960s, Minimalism was a reaction against the emotionalism and expressiveness of abstract expressionism. Artists associated with this movement, such as Donald Judd, Carl Andre, and Agnes Martin, sought to reduce art to its essential elements, emphasizing simplicity, repetition, and geometric forms. By paring down their compositions to the bare minimum, minimalists invited viewers to engage with the inherent qualities of materials and space, challenging preconceived notions of art and perception. Contemporary art, late 20th century, present defined by its diversity and openness to experimentation, contemporary art encompasses a wide range of styles, mediums, and themes. Artists working in this period draw inspiration from global cultures, current events, and technological advancements, creating works that reflect the complexities of the modern world. Figures like Damien Hirst, Ai Weiwei, and Cindy Sherman embrace new technologies and interdisciplinary approaches, pushing the boundaries of artistic practice and challenging viewers to reconsider their perceptions of art and society. Fauvism, early 20th century originating in France, Fauvism burst onto the art scene with its vibrant colors and simplified forms, aiming to evoke strong emotional responses from viewers. Led by artists such as Henri Matisse, André Derain, and Roel Dufy, Fauvist works were characterized by their bold use of color, often applied straight from the tube, and their departure from traditional representation. Instead, Fauvist painters sought to convey the essence of their subjects through heightened colors and expressive brushwork, breaking away from the constraints of naturalistic depiction. Dadaism, early 20th century emerging in Europe, particularly in Zurich, Switzerland, Dadaism was a radical art movement that rejected traditional aesthetic values and embraced chaos, absurdity, and chance. Led by figures like Marcel Duchamp, Tristan Tzara, and Hans Arp, Dadaists sought to challenge the very notion of what could be considered art, often creating works from found objects or incorporating elements of chance into their compositions. Through their provocative and often nonsensical creations, Dadaists aimed to critique the societal norms and conventions that they believed had led to the horrors of World War I. Surrealism, 20th century originating in Europe, particularly in Paris, Surrealism was a movement that sought to unlock the mysteries of the unconscious mind through art. Led by figures such as Salvador Dali, René Magritte, and André Breton, Surrealists embraced techniques such as automatic writing and spontaneous drawing to tap into the depths of the psyche. Their works often featured dreamlike imagery, juxtaposing seemingly unrelated objects and scenarios to create a sense of unease and mystery. By exploring the realms of the subconscious, Surrealists aimed to reveal deeper psychological truths and challenge the conventions of rational thought.